thought of something to play. We won't listen to this whole thing. OP1. Teenage Engineering OP1. All right, we'll listen to it in isolation, but it won't sound much different than that. Anyway, here's an interesting tidbit from an album that I did with it was a project that we did for licensed music, just music for commercials or whatever, called John and Mark's Excellent Rock Adventure. His idea. Doesn't sound like my idea, right? John Adams, great bass player here in town, great upright and electric player, great at every style. Check this out. It's louder than the other one too. Loudness Wars. Interesting, huh? Obviously, I had written the song, years before, or something like it. Well, you tell me how close it is. Pretty good lead tone, actually. Anyway, so that's called Toward the Sun, S-U-N, Toward the Sun. I said S-U-N because, who knows? I don't think I named it that, but from John and Mark's Excellent Rock Adventure. It's as commercial and borderline corny as that sounds. And so yeah, I had written this. I had mentioned in a previous video that the originally I was planning on doing an instrumental album. I had already done this for this album, and I was thinking about using it or adapting it maybe or was I don't know. I had this song when I decided to do a vocal album instead. This is like 2011, 2012, right? And the How to Build a Hole came out in 2019. That's how terrible a process it was for me to get everything right. The second album was years shorter than that, and still many years. Although it was just nearly constant. Every minute of free time was spent on the second album. So I've never worked as hard at a single thing, aside from maybe what That Which Cost Me Nothing is about, which is just changing, but I've never worked as hard on any project in my life as That Which Cost Me Nothing. And I say that, and How to Build a Hole took 8 years probably. So, and I still didn't work as hard as the 4 years it took to make That Which Cost Me Nothing, which was constant obsession. So, but when I decided back in like 2011, 2012, whenever I decided that I wanted to do a vocal album, yes, my room is a mess. Back to the Future music, Broadway, baby. I would show you some, but I am too afraid to break any rules with Broadway. So, the people who work for that company are scared of the company. So, it's kind of, anyway. So some of the New York musicians are like, oh my gosh, they're listening. Anyway, so when I decided to make a vocal album, I looked back through all the instrumental songs that I had been making for what was going to be an instrumental album. Um, and just to see if I could adapt any of them to uh, a vocal thing. This one made it, even though it wasn't it wasn't one that I was working on. I guess it was one that I had already done. This one did make it. Uh, uh, I Thought I Could Save You was actually a faster instrumental thing, for all of its accidental similarity to There by Radiohead. And by that I mean the fact that there's this very Tommy drum intro, and the chord progression isn't completely dissimilar. It started off. It was actually it was a faster instrumental thing with the same chord progression, same melody, same verse melody. It didn't have a chorus anyway. So, but Toward the Sun is this instrumental version of Meg. But of course, we all know it as Meg. Uh, Meg is a perfect example of Meg, Gabby, are are good examples of me not solidifying exactly what Fantasticboom is yet. So you can listen to something like All the Words I Know, and that makes total sense in the Fantasticboom catalog. What I think of as maybe you guys don't think of it this way, right? But serious things that I want to talk to you about, right? Meg and Gabby aren't quite as dedicated to that, you know. I mean, you could say they're serious. I mean, Gabby's not. It's not like they're flippant, but it's not trying to talk to you about an existential crisis that I'm trying to convince you that you have. Where so Meg is about the power that parents have to write an underlying code in the way that you think, in the way in your self-conception, that later people in your life are powerless to, or virtually powerless to overcome. So that's why it's like your mom carved the stone, all I have is chalk, right? So, and if you listen to it in that light, you know, the near futility of trying to convince someone that the things that they think that their mom or dad instilled in them are not true. Listen to it in that light, and the lyrics will make sense. So, let's start with the drums. How about that? All the drums on the whole album are Bucky Wheaton. A little loud. Sorry about that. Very not mixed here. All eighth notes. I remember there were times when I said no 16th note. Oh, you know, it was on the last song. I remember having this conversation when we were making All of the Above, which at the time was called whatever I said last week. What was it called? It was just called Backspace, after the song that it was slightly modeled after. Just that was sort of a muse. That's all. While we were mixing it, mainly because it had the same drum sound. The Backspace Century by Deer Hunter. So I remember specifically having the conversation, no 16th notes on this, because I felt like every time 16th notes were done, it sounded less serious all of a sudden. You know, it sounded less provocative, right? So you can already see that obsession with trying to make things feel like what I'm saying is already there in the first album. It's just there were also these songs that weren't that. You know what I mean? So all of the above, All the Words I Know, Flavor of Regret are to me, despite being, you know, on the first album, they're paradigmatically Fantasticboom. They are. That's what Fantasticboom is supposed to be. Anyway, that's what the drums sound like. sounds like we're in for some stuff that needs to. All right, well, there's a more full drum mix right there. Pretty killing, actually, man. He did a great job. So looks like 2 drum takes at least, and a shaker, fake shaker, faker. Oh, we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be doing. You can't get it from the drive fast enough. Bass playing. Let's just do the bass by itself. We won't be spending much time on this because it's me. Sounds like I use a pick. That would have been because I was led to do that. So it works. Hire the right producer and trust his instincts to some extent and push back. So have the last word. It's not your fault. Your mom carved the stone. All I have is chalk, Meg. As mediocre as ever. Meg, I had this thought. Won't set aside whatever you were taught, Meg. Yep. Not very special, but special vocals. Let's hear Ivy Nadine's vocals because they are always flawless. You were told what you know. Way nicer. Here comes the next phrase. What you know, let it go. Oh wait. I have other takes here of my vocals. You're gonna hear just how bad they can be. Let's just pick a random one. Well, that's not gonna work, is it? Oh wait. Meg, it's not your fault. Wait, is it? Meg, it's not your fault. Okay, I forget how Pro Tools does this. So, why don't we mute vocals and get on to some other stuff? So right at the top of verse 1, what is this? Oh yeah. Okay. So this is a looper. I'm pretty sure some noise in there. There's like a low. Oh, all right. So yes. It's clearly a guitar in the loop, and there's a synth of some sort in the loop, and I don't remember how they ended up on the same piece of audio. I don't know, but originally, I have mixes of this that have this as a long intro. There's like an ambient version and a dry one, and it was just better just going straight into it. Junos and two Junos and a Rhodes. Wait, there's one more here. Hold on. Let's go back. Oh wait, this is the another Rhodes. How's that for award-winning playing? Okie doke. How about some guitars? We like guitars. The one on the right is kind of cool. Let's see if we can ungroup these. Kind of surprising, actually. I don't remember playing that. That one sucks. I like that first one. Got that tritone at the end. There you go. Nice. I don't remember that. Let's. Why don't we listen to the other one on the left? That one sounds exactly like. I mean, that's the one I hear when I hear. About like what you'd expect, right? And I think that's all the sounds right there. Whereas if we go. All right. Here are those OP ones. You know the Teenage Engineering OP one. I sold mine. I mean, I used it on the second album also. I've mentioned it. It's you've probably seen it. Little battery powered synth that has a pretty consistently bright sound that eventually just wore me out. But three takes. Kind of has a whistle sound. In fact, I wonder if one of those is a whistle, because I remember I did use a whistle. So that's like a higher octave of it. Let's see. No. Those are just the synths. They probably all are. Lower octave. Weird, there's a rattle in it. Like a buzz. I like them separate. So 3 octaves of the same line. Okay. All right. A sound I used multiple times on this album. That stuttering reverb. We're told what you know. I use it on the bridge of All the Words I Know. It's like most of the background mix is that with a super ego. There's video. That's a cool sound. That's a cool sound that I've said it before about your playing on the other series, the Sometime Invisible series, that if you want a style, find something that nobody's doing and do it to death, at least for a while, right? So on this album, I used that, I think, on 3 songs. I can't remember. Well, the song This has a lot of that sound. What it is it's from Eventide Space / Eventide H9. It's a preset called Broken Glitch that I slightly changed. I didn't change it much. I changed the mix and maybe one other thing, and mainly because I was sure I'd never heard anybody use it, and so I used it to death. I used it a lot with a Pog. I don't remember if I used it a lot with a Pog on this album, but in my sideman work, I was doing a lot of that stuff back then. A lot of weirder sounds and stuff. Getting work to do kind of weirder stuff, which was cool. In fact, at my church gig, my current one, in 2016, 2017, whenever I came on, I was, for the first year, I was playing the pedals. I don't know, this is like worship musicians, right? I was playing the pedals with my hands. I had it on a keyboard stand and was playing stuff, and that was cool. And then we kind of just became more of a regular guitar band. I miss it. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, that was a sound I used to use a lot and use it several places. On it, what's interesting is I used to have a H3000. You know, the most important Eventide unit that ever came out. You know, it's this brilliant piece of engineering art apparently. And there's a preset on there called Broken Glitch. Same preset name and very different sound. It's very. I always thought that was strange, but. I think that's my friend Stefan's acoustic. Stefan Claveau. He's in Montreal, and I had borrowed it. I borrowed his, and I don't know if you've ever heard of power chord there. I don't even remember that. Like a big jangly power chord, but still just roots and fifths. Also, if you've ever heard of the Bar Brothers, it's a Montreal band, and I borrowed his acoustic, his 50s Gibson, which was a bit dark. I don't know. It doesn't sound as good as my 60s Gibson. I'll put it that way. Let's see what these are. What you know. Obviously, I just soloed stuff. All right. More OP1. They sound way less cool. Like way less cool. Oh wait, what's this? Oh, falsetto. Oh, it's me singing falsetto. I don't know if that ever made it to the mix. I guarantee you that sucks. I guarantee you that sucks so badly that you're not gonna hear it right now. So you know what? Let's hear it. Let's hear how bad my falsetto singing is. It might be so bad that we auto-tuned it, but I think. Oh, it's not falsetto. It's worse than. Let's just do that. Me. Don't ever. See how open I am of it? And me not singing falsetto, trying to reach that, especially back then. What you know, let it go. Right? You were told what you know, let it go. You know, whatever. All right. Just because I'm self-deprecating, remember this. Remember this when we get to the next album, and I tell you what I actually think about it. Remember how I'm perfectly willing to let you hear, to embarrass myself. So this is. What you know. That's crap. Here, why don't we solo them so we can hear just how crap. Here, we'll do the second phrase. What you know. Let it go. Oh, good. Let's hear the other one. See how bad it is. What you know. Reaching for those notes. Let it go. The little at the end. Yep. So, yes, I suck. The sheer extent of the suck isn't as clear until you solo them. You solo the suck. All right. All right. Looks like there's some guitars right here. Delay Kingbird, it says. Cool wobbly delay there at the end. I like it. What is this? New EG. Octaves. I remember that. Right into the verse. Oh, that was right into the this is the interlude. There are so many hooks in this song, you know what I mean? Just hooky little parts everywhere. For example, I think that's the OP1 again. There's a lot of OP1 on this song. It's not labeled that, it just says alt interlude. And alt interlude 2. There's 2 takes there. All right, Meg Prophet. Let's hear what this sounds like. That's a good sound. At the time I was using a Prophet 6. Good sounding keyboard. Ultimately not for me. I mean, it's on this album a decent bit, I think. I'm sure. I mean, How to Build a Hole had it. I know those parts are soloed out. If you're contemplating the purchase of a Prophet 6, you can go watch that video, and there'll be some my favorite synths ever. Oberheim stuff, just that big fat nasty sound. I had the Dave Smith one for a while. Mine was out of tune. I did the things to get it back in tune. It just wouldn't work. I don't know. The Arturia plugin is actually the Arturia plugin of both of these are amazing. Well, really my 3 favorite synths. Oberheim is number 1. I love that sound. I've never used it on an album. 2 is just a Juno. Man, a great Juno is a beautiful thing. And I love the Moog Sub 37. I love that thing. I have owned each of these, and I don't own them anymore. The nature of my here we're in the intro. I little out of tune there. Pretty out of tune. That guitar comes back once. Okay, now let's highlight these things. Here's my Dan Electro 6-string that was Nashville tuned. Oh wait, hold on. First, organ. So that's verse 2. Why? It's not bad. Tremolo, big ambient thing, whatever. Whatever. It's not my most creative sound. Nashville tuned Dan Electros. Not bad. That's a nice sound. Let's see. Hold on. I need to make sure nobody's at my door. All right. All right. Well, the Dan Electros are nice. I had mentioned in maybe in some previous video, I had trouble. Like even that tone is not, the tone's not amazing. I like the sound, the parts, but the tone's not great. I'm pretty sure it was direct into a purple MC77, which is their what's it called? Their compressor of the, what's it called? Whatever. Anyway, the really fast compressor. The Michael Jackson. Yeah, I mean, it's been used on a zillion things. Michael Jackson's vocals were just SM7B into one of those, into not the purple MC77, whatever. It's funny, kind of unplugging from recording has given me time to forget stuff, and that's kind of nice. It's King Bird. So, all right. Here, I'll solo this when we get to it. So once again, you ask me why Kingbird. I even with all that ambience, I could tell you what guitar that was. Ronin Kingbird. Pink one that I used to own. Cool guitar, very unique. OP1. I used a lot of OP1 in this track, didn't I? Let me make sure I'm not missing any. Oh yes, there are Junos through this part. Oh yes, looks like I'm missing. I'm skipping over some stuff. All right, Junos. Oh wait, let me unsolo. Booyah, Junos. So first two. Oh, and the Rhodes. Oh wait, here. The Rhodes and Junos are back. I gotta be honest. I think it's possible though one of those Rhodes is copied and pasted from the first verse. I don't usually do that stuff. I think it's very possible that is, but I shall not investigate. Here. Maybe copied and pasted. I don't know. But definitely something's different about them. Yeah, a little different. So Mags and June, what is this? Synth into pedals, sweep delay. Man, this has a remarkable amount of detail in the name of the. It's not in the name of the track, but it's the name of the region. Mag synth into pedals, sweep delay 100, then PT 95. But I don't know what delay 100 is. Maybe it's mix on 100, but let's find out. It must be a Juno, and then into the PT 95. It's on the other side of this. There, that's what it looks like. There's the back of it. The Lexicon Primetime, the second one, which is a steal, by the way. I mean, you can get those things for $1,500 or less. If you're into old rack delays, that's a great one to get. It's really, really cool. I've also, until recently, I sold a lot of stuff the past year. My rack looks very sad. So sad and empty. One day I could see getting an Oberheim again, but like the Dave Smith, but OB6 or whatever it's called. But yeah, the Primetime 1 is very cool. It can do little extra shenanigans that the Primetime 2 can't. But the Primetime 2 just sounds better as a delay. And anyway, here. Okay, well that wasn't worth the build up. Here's a later. Okay, well, that was definitely copied and pasted. Wow. And yeah, let's see what we got here. Where are we? All right, there's OP1s. All right, so we just did that. There's another Dan Electro here that shows up. That just shows up for this part. High capoed, I guess, or maybe it's finger. That's toward the end of the verse. Oh, that's on Why She Dies Vicariously, once again. Dying vicariously. I don't know. It's kind of... it's not a bad lyric. It's okay. It's not like I'm super proud of it, but... if anything, it sounds more like somebody else's lyric. You know? Like, not... Why she dies vicariously. Oh, yes. I hear it. Oh, yes, this from the intro shows up there. Why she dies vicariously. That is copied and pasted, because how could it not be? You can't get those sounds again. I remember I was using it's way into the the Line 6 looper, just for weird, random ambient stuff. Yeah. I rarely use pads. I don't know if you've noticed that. Just cooked pads. It's very, very rare that I use that. You know, I would way rather use an organ. I'd rather use a loop, or just something that's long, anything that's long and sustaining. And if it needs to be more patty, just wash it out with reverb and delay or something. But a cooked pad, I don't know, that it never ever excites me, and I just got to where I just would so rarely look in that place. You know, would I just don't even look at pad presets. All right, why is she? All right, heading into the second chorus. Stuttering, reverb delay. Late edition. I bet you this is tuned. It's not tuned. It just sucks. So it was either gonna be tuned or suck. So one of those two. Those are generally my options. So, we're never meant to see the sun. Wow, that's way worse than I expected. Wow. All right. Just because I'm self-defecating sometimes, this borders on self-defecation. Let's listen to all four of these. To see the sun. Me trying to sing that low in falsetto. Let's hear the second one. That one's worse than the first one. That sucks. Number 3. Oh, I didn't even finish that one. All right. I think I used up all my oxygen on sucking on the first words. Last one. Wow, that sucks. Wow. You know, on YouTube, that hopefully that'll say most replayed right there. So because everybody's having a good laugh. Man. Wow. I think, you know, I think I'm certainly like very, very, very far from a strong singer now. Back then, woo buddy, that was just not a good sound. But you know, it does go to show you that the mix covers over a multitude of sins. So more of those, same place. Yeah. Yeah. All right. More OP1s to close out that. Oh wait, hold on. New Dano replacement. The Dan Electros show back up in the chorus. I didn't remember that. I just never noticed them. Why don't we solo those? Here, we'll do them one at a time. All right. So is that on? We're never meant to see the sun. Let's listen to the other one. That's nice. That's nice. This one is called Chugga. So chug. Named after Strong Bad. Terrible tone. Really dark. Overly bassy. Terrible tone. There's an OP1 here. It's going to double. We're never meant to see this. Oh wait, it's not routed correctly, I guess. Oh, it's mixed down. Okay, so it doesn't. It's not there. I see it. It's been muted. Oh, and then it comes in. Piece of crap. The well, let's see where this lands. All right. So that starts fading in. Let's find that guitar. Oh, there it is. New EG. Back to new EG. Then this goes in through the intro, the outro. I mean, big delay. It's just repeating a long time. It's nice. I like that. It's funny. I mean, this album is so much more dense than the second one. You know, like as far as the number of sounds that are playing at any given time. In most cases, it's a wall of sounds. And it's not the kind of thing I do anymore. And maybe I was probably doing it somewhat out of ignorance at the time. But it kind of works, you know, and sometimes you have to dig through this stuff and it's like, oh, that's not bad. All right, so also out of tune. That octave is out of tune. No concern for public safety whatsoever. This is rock and roll. All right, wait, what are these? Okay. Meg 1 loop. All right, so there's these are loops that have been playing through the whole, through the second chorus. Synth into, I assume the line 6 looper, and then a lower one. It's not bad. There it is. No, there's the outro. Nice sound. That's a nice sound. So, you know, it's kind of a mixed bag of good sounds and utter total crap. We're never meant to see the sun. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I remember thinking Plato's cave at the time, but it's such a stretch. Outro Junos. That is 2 Junos, though. I owe it to history to separate them. Nice sound. All right, the other Juno. Oh, there's only two hits there. All right, there you go. Let's hear what our guitars are doing. So we already heard this OP1. All right, guitars. Looks like there's 5 of them. Holy crap. For a non-guitar album, 5 guitars playing at once. That one's not very exciting. Oh, that's right. I couldn't think of how to end this, so we did a faux fade out. I would never do a fade out unless it meant something, which I can't imagine what it would mean. Just not a fade out fellow. So we did sort of, you know, where everything but one thing faded out. Notice this was on the, let's go back to our Spotify Toward the Sun. John and Mark's excellent rock adventure Toward the Sun. The outro. Oh yeah, that was in the original. There you go. So yes, that was in. Sounds a little different. I forgot these were in the same key. You know what it was? It was just that it was a drop D song. It was. I remember specifically thinking when I wrote it as that Toward the Sun song, thinking, I don't remember if I thought from the get go, let's do something Smashing Pumpkins esque, right? Smashing Pumpkins / early Silver Sun Pickups esque. Silver Sun Pickups are interesting. I haven't stuck with them. I don't know what. I know they got away from sounding so much like Smashing Pumpkins, but like I barely heard. The album I know is Swoon, and it's like, yeah, it sounds a lot like Smashing Pumpkins, and it's really good. It's like it's a very, very good Smashing Pumpkins ripoff, and kind of like, there's only so much I can internally penalize it when it's that good. So anyway, let's see. I bet you this is another take of. That's what I figured it was going to be. So yeah, this one's called Best Guitar ? Interesting. The second voicing. The tone's not great. Yep. And the last guitar. Oh. It was down all the way. I wonder if this is actually in the mix. That drop D right there. Actually, it's like 004. That may not be in the mix. That, I remember though, that's how I wrote the riff. Like this, it was when I wrote that Toward the Sun thing, it was just, I'm just making a drop D song. Because some commercial might need a drop D song. Outro Junos, and I think this is it. One of them. There's another one. Actually, oh wait, did we already listen to this? We already did. Yeah, we already listened to this. We didn't listen to the end, but here's the end. And you've already heard this. That's just how the song ends. Anyway, yeah, that's Meg. It's a good song. I think it's a good song. I think it's the kind of thing that if I were just perfectly customizing my catalog after the fact, and I were making Fantasticboom what I deep down want it to be, which is a very focused argument, a very focused line of reasoning between probably 3 albums, which is big talk from somebody who generally tells people I'm not doing a 3rd album, but on occasion. Anyway, I don't have to get into that. Some of you I have talked to about it. But the what was I saying? Now I got to thinking of saying, oh yeah, if I were going back and customizing the Fantasticboom catalog to be as focused as I could, even though I think this and Gabby are good songs, I feel like they're good songs for somebody else. You know what I mean? Meg is, it's a good song. It's very hooky. It's got good lyrics, I think. I feel like I can say that if I show you how crappy a singer I am in all these places, part of this channel and just, I don't know, the way I try to be is just say what I think, to people, and some people gravitate toward that and some people don't. Um, yeah, but I would, it's like I said about last time, the last episode of this series, where I talked about all of the above, uh, being lyrically unfocused and too opaque. You can't, without me telling you the decoder ring, like here's what it's about. I mentioned it on the video, but uh, without me telling you what it's about, it's just impossible, and that's not really what I'm going for. So I'm the one side of just telling you what I think all the time are the places where I say, I think this sucks, or listen to this singing. Doesn't this suck? Let's all laugh together. Or you look how my lyrics weren't all that, weren't as good back then, or at least in these cases, um, at least in all of the above, or this song. I don't. I mentioned before I had to be talked out of removing Gabby, like literally, like possibly even putting out a special edition of How to Build a Hole that was just missing a song, which was just a weird, bizarre idea, but or just taking it down altogether. But I was in the movie theater when George Lucas re-released those. I'm not comparing this to that, but when George Lucas re-released those Star Wars movies, and just being appalled, I get it. Just get your freaking hands off of it once it's done. Stop second guessing it. Especially when on the way to it being done, you are you leave no stone unturned. When it's done, just let it be done. Um, so yeah. The next song, uh, "Flavor of Regret," I wouldn't change a nanosecond. I mean, that's really the case with dang near the whole album. Oh, you know what I did? I mentioned there was when this album was finished, after I'd already released it and was listening back to it, I could enumerate one thing that I would change at that point. Now, over the years, it's been like, do Meg and Gabby really belong, as I've talked a lot about. Um, and it was that on all of the above, I think your love. I think I would have sang love short and not long, and that was my, partly because me going love to me wasn't a good sound. It exposed it, and I don't care about, obviously I don't care about what people think of me as a singer. I just thought, as a concrete work, this would sound better if the vocal there had been short. So yeah, anyway, obviously it grew to being a few complaints, um but yeah, Flavor of Regret. um I will, yeah, I will tell you what I think about it. And what I think about it is uh I I I I, I need to get some advice before I just say rattle off what I think about it. Um but yeah, lyrically I think it is very, very, very good. I'll just leave it at that. So, and do tell me in the comments if I come across like a jerk. Like I am not. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I'm not trying to be that way. But I am just trying to just be and say what I actually think, and when nobody's looking, uh, and I wouldn't. I don't. Yeah. I'll stop stammering now. Um, that was Meg, and we'll do Flavor of Regret next week, or 2 weeks from now. We'll see. And then we'll get into the second album, which I'm very, very excited about. Very excited about. Keep in mind, so when we talk about Flavor of Regret into the second album begins where Flavor of Regret leaves off, very intentionally. It's the past album was largely about how to mess up your life. The first album starts with, okay, now your life's messed up, and what do you do? Because hey, guess what? My life was messed up. Now what do I do? So, there you go. All right, see ya.